and all that stuff. So first order of business is for me to go to my YouTube channel. And if you can see, I have day 50. So and YouTube itself is so interesting. How this is a side note on the shorts, how it chooses to kind of throw some of my content into the algorithm and it gets pumped. So like if you see some of this stuff is, let me make it a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier to see. That's and that's even bigger, right? No, that's about the same size. Okay. So I think I've been playing around with just these uploads, and my once a day clips are really good for just being consistent with content. Shout out to Benton for the content machine. Definitely inspired to try and keep up on that scale. But so if you see some of them, I'll get like the first ones I did, the back tuck and electronic technology, only got 3 views, and I was still early. But then I started off with the 30-day challenge, and that got 715 views. But then, like literally the next 2 or 3 days later, I did the day 23, and I only got 3 views. So I mean, I'm not here for the views. I'm just kind of again being outside of what this experience is, and just showing you like how I don't know what the whole point of their algorithm is. And then the craziest thing is, this is another side note, we get to this video that I uploaded. So that video, and I'll just leave it play for a second on mute. That video, it shows me it got over like 1.4 thousand views. And I'm like, why is this cat fight with pigeons or crows? I think they might be crows. Yeah. Why does this fight get all this attention? It beats me. But and then I go to a couple other days and like it's like 600, 700, and then I do something where I'm like just talking the mask off and I get 7 views. So anyway, that's just like a side thing. It's a little late here for me, so I'm a little bit loopy, but we'll go to day 50. So this is
tick, tick, boom. Who bringing the noise? Go baby, we bringing our toys. Separate me from the boys.
So I'll let that play in the background on mute while I kind of just go over what day 50 was. Day 50 for me has been a big jump. I'm starting to finally find the pocket on how to get the work done. I started the work a little late. It was around 10 o'clock when I got all the work in. My wife was working out, and so I got inspired to get my push-ups and sit-ups in. The first couple weeks, I was doing 10 sets of 10 back to back. So 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, take maybe a minute, 2 minutes break, then repeat, like I've said before. But now today I started to really find my recovery. So I challenged myself. I did 2 sets at 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups. So I did 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups. I took about 5 minutes break because I was a little bit fatigued. And then I went back into it, did another set of 25. So I got to 50. And then I said, you know what? Let me kind of take smaller bites out of the work. So I said, let me do 2 sets of 10, 10, 10, maybe 2-minute break, another 10, 10. So I'm at 70. And then I was recovered enough to do 2 more sets at 15. So 15 push-ups, 15 sit-ups. Again, maybe a minute and a half, and then go right back into it. So that's encouraging that like finally I'm recovering enough where I can actually challenge and take bigger chunks. And like I said before, I guess the next benchmark for me would be, could I complete all of the work in 4 sets of 25 with hopefully a minute break in between, and then eventually get to back to back, and then I would jump it up again to increase the stamina and see, and hopefully by July I get to 100 unbroken push-ups right into 100 unbroken sit-ups. So that's how this project is going. I really like it. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of nice feedback from people. And so this is me also being the digital off ramp, inviting you, whoever you are watching this in the future, me in the past, to join in. I'm on day 50, but I'm going to be doing this for 365 days. So I would love if, you try to jump in. I think someone was telling me they felt a little bit that the task was daunting to do 100 every day. So I said, why don't you just do 25 every day and just try that for 30 days? And I think that number was agreeable to them. They didn't feel, like I said, too daunting. So I encourage you, maybe you don't even go for 25. Maybe you go for just 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups every day and see where you go. Maybe by day 30, you're like, wow, I feel good. It's not as hard as it was on day 1, which brings me to maybe you keep a log of what the days feel like, your perceived exertion, and the time you take in between each set, all that stuff. You want to have this be a log. And I like this too for me because it's a visual log. So hopefully, but like I said before, day 365, I'm doing push-ups, but in handstand, and definitely I'll be using a wall. And then the sit-ups, the V-ups, maybe I can just kind of either double the number for 200 or find a different sequence. I've still been thinking about that. So that is the day 50 digital off ramp. The next thing I want to kind of talk about was, and let me pause this. Okay, I go here, pause, and then I'm going to go to the Tinder ads on the MTA subway. So and I'll let this play for a second while I just talk. So this is me recording the Tinder ads on the subway. And can I take that banner down? I can hide it. Okay, cool. So these are some of the ads that I've seen on the subway. And it says, finally having kids. And I'll let it play and then I'll actually give my thoughts. Here's another one. It starts with a swipe. A toothbrush at their place. Okay. This one's really kind of weird convertible. Comfortable silence. Yeah, comfortable silence. This one. Um, something in the daytime. So I don't know. These ads just kind of stuck out to me. Sometimes I'm on the train. I'm always looking at the ads. Every couple of weeks, the ads will change on it. Especially if you take a train consistently. Like I take the 2-3 train, and that's usually the only train I take. And so you get to see like what are they putting on the overhead banners and those square banners that are on the wall, because there's these ones that you see up high, and then there are the ones that are here by the doorway. The doors to the left, and then it goes to this one that's just on this door that is in between that leads you into the next train car. So I saw these recently and I just didn't think much of it. And then more and more, it started to kind of seep into my mind. Like, it's just interesting. Like, I've never used Tinder. I found my wife many years ago. And in some ways, I think, like, what a blessing that I found her before all of this technology came out and these platforms came out. Because the stories I hear from friends is that, like, it's really hard to meet people in with the intention. What they say is it's hard to find someone because usually it's more about hooking up. Now, I'm not saying that's everyone's experience, and I'm not like downplaying what the app is, but I just see this and I just like think about um how are people like interacting. And I'm just blessed that I didn't have to experience this. um So we'll let this play a little bit more. This one's kooky, right? Like, if you see it, it's uh, what do you call it? Not automobile, but like a roofless. I forget the name of a convertible. Convertible. There we go. Oh my god! But this convertible is like kind of bizarre, like hyper real. That was the word I want to say. That all this stuff is hyper real. You see that has 4 sets of wheels, two in the front, two in the back. You look at the body, it's like extra long. Um, that's not too bizarre, but it just makes me think like it's catching my attention. It's not scandalous per se, but and let me actually go back to this one. Boom. Yeah. This one is these people at the beach, and there's to the right a stairway that's almost like for a pool, like pool steps, but it's the beach. So it's like, okay, you wouldn't necessarily have that at the beach. I mean, maybe some beaches have that kind of accessibility, but normally you don't. And then there's a diving board into the beach, into the ocean. So it's like little stuff that kind of like seeps into your mind almost. You're like not noticing it, but subliminally it's getting into you. This one, proving astrology right. So it just makes me think about how astrology is coming back into vogue, and I don't know enough about it, but I know that it's a thing. I feel like it's a thing, and a lot of people who are a little bit more into that can actually like read things a little bit differently. So it just like the big business is acknowledging that this is something that's happening in culture, that people are really starting to get back into it, as far as I can tell. So that's proving astrology right. This one is like, oh, okay, finally having kids. It's commenting on like how the millennials are later to have children, and if they do, well, they have dogs, and there's nothing wrong with having dogs. I'm just noticing that like that we're now referring to our dogs as our babies, and dogs and cats are and our pets are really valuable. I don't know, it just there's something there. The big smiley face on the dude, right? Here, let me get to it a little bit. The green is kind of standing out to me. That dog stroller is ridiculous. But yeah, super happy. This one is like a little bit creepy because at first it doesn't look like anything, but there's something off. And then I notice it. It's like the toothbrush comes across as an axe to me. The person holding the toothbrush is happy, but that definitely makes me feel like it's an axe, like a double-sided axe. And then the forehead is kind of like super long, and there's no, you can't see hair because the hood is up. To a toothbrush at their place. And then we get back to this, the convertible. And then this one, it's not as great a detail, but I'll leave it. If you can find out online, maybe you'll see more. That's okay. Here's the hook. Maybe you go online and you try and look for these ads in New York City. So the other component that I want to share was just a little bit more high quality images. So these are, oh, and then add to stream. Cool. So there we are. So these are some, and I'll go right there. Perfect. Ads that I was looking for so I could have higher quality. This first one is not Tinder, but it's OkCupid. And when you look at it, besides the crazy long finger, this hyper reality, um, the colors and the font look very similar to the Tinder ad. That's another OkCupid. Where's the oh, here's the Tinder one. So like whatever marketing company is doing these ads. Oh yeah, see, look, it says Tinder with the top left and then the bottom right one. Every single pansexual OkCupid. So maybe they're and the companies are using the same brand company, whatever you would call it. But this picture is kind of creepy. It's like why would they make the image to have the super long finger? I guess to catch your attention, but I feel like I don't know. I'm not symbolically literate enough to know more about it, but there's something off about the image. That's all. This one is every single non-monogamous. And like, as long as people are consenting, they, do whatever you want. But just there's the shape of the bodies that's kind of, catching my attention. Feels a little bizarre, right? Because you see there's one person kind of just draped over and they look almost like like a robot or like a rag doll, but they're not a rag doll because their arms have these hard lines. Like the right elbow is kind of bent, and the other hand, if you look, the hand that's going down the leg of the chair, the fingers have energy pouring out through them. They're active fingers. So it's kind of weird. Why is that? And that body's in between. It's not interacting, but it's just draped over. And then there's really four people, it looks like, at least. There's the green pants, which everyone's kind of sitting on top of that lap or it's surrounding the lap. And then you have the two people kissing. But then there's some other person's legs that the one lady's grabbing. And then that arm, it looks just really long. That's wrapping around on the blonde hair, and the hand looked just really off. So it's a little bizarre. This one, every single vaxxer. Okay, this is just bizarre. Like, why are the tongues unified? Like that whole from two become one. And again, I don't have enough symbolic literacy to talk about it, but it catches your attention. So it's like, okay, now do I want to use OkCupid as the spectator or whatever? Every single tree hugger. It's it's a cute play, like on having morning wood, but it's just bizarre. Like our bodies are changing. That's what I just thought. His body is changing from just being a human to being um, a hybrid, a chimera, right? I heard that someone talk about that. Alison McDowell, she was talking about hybrids. So you go back to the finger unified with like the apple, or at least the finger through the apple is just really bizarre. This one, it's definitely like a chimera of sorts, like all these bodies becoming one. This one, all right, the tongues are one. So that's kind of bizarre. Oh, here's one. This lady, there's a video of her getting really upset and ripping the ads off. And on these trains, the 3 trains or this type of train, it's easier to rip the ads off. But like on the newer trains, you would need a special Allen wrench or whatever to kind of get it off. So this is an interesting video if you can find it. She's very upset that she does it. This one is OkCupid and DTF, right? But it's down to fire up the kiln. It's like, okay, that's interesting. Why a kiln? Are there that many people who are using kilns? I don't know. And then let me see, maybe one or two more, and then I'll go on to the other one. Oh, yeah, here. Down to filter out the far right. Yeah, okay. Flushing I mean, it's all hyper real, but it's like, okay, so why would you flush the gun down the toilet? And then this other thing, it's totally unrelated. I think about that myth, the urban legend of the alligators being flushed down the toilet and then growing up in the sewers in New York. And I actually found, maybe I'll do it at some point, but I bought a old book for my daughter, and it's all about these alligators that live in New York City underground. It's like from the 70s. It's pretty cool. Um, Here's another one. That's, I think, the same lady being really upset. But this one's interesting. If you look at the image on the right, there's the person's head underneath the shirt, and the other person's head is hidden. But the way that head on the bottom looks, it makes me think of like pregnancy, like a pregnant belly. But I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of interesting. It just I'm like, what do I make of this? So this is the other thing. Like if you see symbolism that you understand, because I'm sure there are people who are going to see this and say, oh, well, this is how I would interpret this. I'd love for you to comment because I'm really interested. And then I think that's it that I want to share. That maybe, let's see, is there anything else if I go here? Oh, here's another one. Down to fight about the president. Okay. It's like, why would you, yeah, I don't know. And then to fall head over heels. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing this one a while ago. It's like the one lady is holding the other lady, but look at the hands. There's way too many hands. So it's like, what's going on with this? Like, why are there so many hands? And if nothing else, you hop on the train, you look around for a second before you look at your phone and you get sucked into your phone and it catches you. You're like, there's something off about this. And you probably wouldn't even notice it because that's how people are. They look and then they go right back to their phone. But it seeps into your subconscious. And I think that's like a part of what this whole thing is. Just slowly seeping images into your subconscious. Down to Fly the Red Eye. I don't know what this is. This one's beyond my comprehension. All right, I'll do one more and then I'm going to go on. Down to Farmers Market. I like farmers markets. I think those are great. One of my students was saying how excited they are to go back to the farmers market when it gets warmer. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's nothing too bizarre about this picture. As far as I can tell, I haven't even really looked at, but it doesn't seem too bizarre. So that is that. And then let me go back to, boom. So now here I am. And now for the third component of this recording, I'm going to pop this over a little bit. And then, first off, let's look at this package before I open it. This package is so dope. And does that come out? So if you look at, does it flip it? I think that, is that better? Yeah, you can see this. This is one of the images that came in the box. Makes me think of the Hayao Miyazaki Spirited Away creature character. So that's pretty cool. That was my first thought. Not sure what this is. Makes me think of the alligator now, I think. That's the snout. Those are the two eyes. When I look down here, you definitely see a face. And then I guess I think Earth, but it's not really the Earth, right? That's like not really a circle, but then what do I make of this one? Oh, look, two people. They're saying shush to each other. Don't tell. Or with one finger, we say hello. Then this is Pac-Man. Definitely Pac-Man. This is the rabbit ears for the television. This is the television of the future. So just watch out. In 100 years, we're going to have these kind of shaped televisions. And then, boom, we're going to go over to this one. Oh, yeah, cool. Wait, boom. Let's go this way. Right. Aliens for sure, right? On top of mountains, saying hello to the sun. There is spacecraft, the saucer. Makes me think how maybe the way that these beings or whatever travel, it's not really this. This is maybe more like human technology, if that's even a thing. You know, I'm just being creative right now. I'm not really bound to it. And maybe it's more like the spaces travel through the mind, and that inner space is our mind space. It's not really like going out of the into the solar system. That's a house on the prairie. That's the best teddy bear you'll ever find. Pretty cool. Then we're going to birthday cake. It makes me think of like the guy Slick Dissonant on Weaving Spiders Web's Welcome. He talks about the cake and we celebrate the cake, but it represents the placenta and how we used to eat, or people used to eat the placenta. And that's all I can really speak about that. You should look into it more if you're interested. And I think that's it. Oh, no, wait, we got one more. Yeah, this is perfect, right? I was like, Provo loves talking about dinosaurs. So this makes so much sense. I love hearing his thoughts on it. So that's pretty cool. Dinosaurs could or could not be real. I don't know enough. I think there's a lot more about our history than we understand, but that's pretty cool. I love the dinosaur. And then someone has a wand of some sort or something like that. It's not Dragon Ball Z, but that's the first thing that comes to head. Dragon Ball Z, the Super Saiyan hair. Another finger pointing up. That looks like some type of document. This is the key, right? The key goes into the slot. So now we go on to the unboxing. Dun, 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 dun. So let's see. Boom, boom, boom. This knife is so sharp. One time I cut myself so good with it, thanks to my brother-in-law who gave me the knife. It was my fault, but the knife is pretty sharp, so I appreciate that. That's not a knife. Okay, so we're gonna dun, 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 lots of bubble wrap. Perfect. Oh, cool. Cards. What's this one say? Desert drink. Whew. There we go. That's the right way to hold it. Desert drink. USS Sides. Commissioned in 1981, this Oliver Hazard Perry classic FFG is an escort frigate measuring 454 feet long. It's the largest, well-balanced blend. Armament consists of 3-inch cannon. Cool. So here is the USS Sides. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, turn it that way. There you go. And I'll do one more. Oh, CH-47 Chinook. Wow, that looks pretty cool. So cool. Some dope. I got a bunch of them. Thanks, Provo. Woo! I got a bunch of these cards. And then the next thing, moving on to Desert Storm Victory Series. Oh, more trading cards in the actual package. Desert Storm, right on. Okay, now to the books. This was really cool. He sent me In the Swarm Digital Prospects by Byung-Chul Han. This is our digital book club, the first in the series. I'm really excited about this. He and I intend on talking and discussing the second chapter rather soon. So this is awesome. This is like a really nice omen. Thanks, Provo. What's this one? Asimov Science Fiction. Oh, Isaac Asimov, right? Let me see. Oh, cool. So, right, Isaac Asimov was all about robots and I think a little bit about the Singularity, home of the world's leading science fiction magazines. Explore the universe. Dope. I got to turn it that way. Okay, cool. Dun, 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 dun. Whoa, check this out. That's the patches to the hoodie. Yo. Yo. Far out, man. This is cool. And if I'm correct, Provo does his own tie dyeing. These colors are nice and mellow. They're mellow, but they're hanging out, man. Oh, cool. Thanks, Provo. This is awesome. Definitely gonna wear it. It's now starting to get warm, but it's like perfect. Something to wear. You know, actually, it's still a little bit cold, but this is perfect. So stoked because it's and the fabric itself. Maybe should I be a little bit more investigative? Oh, it's I'm pretty sure Carhartt, right? The cat or it's Caterpillar. I don't know. I think it's Caterpillar. I keep talking out of the mic, but cool. Cool. Yeah, you can feel the quality. It is nice fabric. Shit. Okay. And oh, what's this? Elephant flying playing cards. Circuit playing cards. That's cool. I'll open it afterwards. And then I think he has I love you. Say it back. Lonely Ghost. That's cool. Look at that. Lonely Ghost. And on the back of it says, I love you. Say it back. Thanks, Provo. I love you, Provo. I appreciate it. This is like really sweet. I really appreciate it, man. I love you, man. You know, they say you're not supposed, like, there was this whole article talking about how when men say they love each other, they can never just say it straight up, like, I love you. They have to say, I love you too, man, love you, man, or whatever. Because there's this fear of saying that to another male. Like, this goes on to making me think about how everything in our culture is being sexualized, that no longer can you just say something to someone. I, I love you, Provo. Thank you. without it being this connotation of something else or like there being some subtext. I remember when I was younger, I was fortunate enough to go to China for a month on this program when I was about 17. And I remember one thing that stuck out among many was that the boys that were around, school age, around my age, 16, 17, would walk around and they would have their arms around each other's backs. And it was just like a normal thing. It wasn't, oh, there's this meaning behind it or that's weird or whatever. And not even that's weird, but it's just like, I think that our culture, you should be allowed to like hug someone and it not mean anything other than like we're um, embracing each other. So that's pretty cool. Now I see a Marshall McLuhan. The medium is the message, right? Oh, the quote is, I don't necessarily agree with everything I say. I love that. That's perfect. I'm definitely going to ruminate on that. And it's Blake Lock art. And I'm pretty sure that's his art. And this is cool. So here's the image. It's a tree, a pyramid, flying elephant, among many other things. And then God bless you. Aw, thanks, man. I always appreciate that. God bless. God bless you too, man. I appreciate it. Blake Lock art. It says, quote, when God throws the dice, they are loaded. Yeah, that's perfect. And I think that's it, which is super cool, man. Oh, no, wait. We got a couple other things. We got, oh, Canada. The maple leaf right on. And then with the videographer or cameraman. And then this super cool bouncy ball. It's dense too. When I feel it has some weight to it. Biceps, yo. What are you talking about? Biceps, son? Just kidding. And I think that's it. Nope. Blake Lock art. May God bless you. Pray for things possible. Speak well of everyone. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. And the back it says, quote, to believe with certainty, we must begin by doubting. Stanislav Lezinski. I think that's the Stanislav method of acting. I don't know anything beyond that, but it's a way of like thinking about your acting practice. So I should look at that more because that's a sign. Like if I'm seeing this now, everything's kind of like hinting at you, like a wink and a nod. Look at it. That's Provo. Sweet. So I think that's it. Which is another ball. it keeps on. Oh no! Wait. Shit. The Last Ronin. Oh, it's Ninja Turtle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's cool. It has like this whole, Ronin is the samurai that has no master. So that's cool. It's like someone who's like given up the title of samurai, I believe. And but it has this whole World War II kind of feel. You can't really see it because of the gloss, but super cool. Who doesn't love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The best, you know. Oh wait, there's more. Oh, and he got his stickers. Yo, everyone, support Provo Kid. Buy his merch. If he doesn't have it, hit him up about it. Super cool. Super cool. I think that's it. He did mention that he was making stickers because I sent him a shirt and some stickers that I had made. This is above and beyond Provo. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do this. I appreciate it. It was a very thought out care package. It's actually making me think about when let me just put this off to the side. It's making me think about when I was younger and I would go to like sleepaway camps, like gymnastics camp, and then this Camp Turk, which was this like Masonic youth camp for people whose like fathers or grandfathers were Masons. It's a whole other component of like what's happening in my life that I'm starting to look at. You know, my father being a Mason and never really talking about it. So it's, just curious. Doesn't mean anything about me. It just means that I went to a sleepaway camp where it was pretty fun. You could do all these activities. um, but yeah, so that you would have what do you call it? Like the canteen, and you would have a budget that you could a commissary, right? Like you could go to the place and get your knickknacks and your food and stuff, and then people would send you care packages. And so this is a really nice care package. I really appreciate it. Excuse me. So I think I hit all the kind of points that I want to talk about. Digital off ramp, day 50. Again, I encourage you to start, even if it's a little bit, start today. MTA Tinder ads. I'd love if you saw something in the images that I didn't see, share it. And then Postal Provo kid package, which was super awesome. And that goes to the book, the digital book club. I am trying to reach out to people who might be interested in talking about a chapter because I really want to make this a thing so that we can start talking about ideas that kind of relate to like what we're experiencing, like all this digital technology and how it's changing us and how we could at least be more aware of what's going on. Um, I think that's it. So thank you again and see you later.